My name is Steve Pereira, and welcome to Quedia on Ben TV, where we explore all things queer and anything media. C.S. Pacat is a Melburnian and one of the new generation of crossover internet publishing sensations. Her first two books, Captive Prince and The Prince's Gambit, were originally published as a free online web serials and proved an immediate hit, getting over 15 million hits. Going on to self-publish, C.S. Pacat became an Amazon bestseller in gay lesbian fiction within a week, before being snapped up with an international publishing deal. Welcome, Catherine Pacat. Pardon my bumbling, but I think I'm overly impressed with your presence here.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for having me on the show.
I have to ask, first of all, though, 15 million hits versus a hard copy cover of your book. Which is greater?
Oh, gosh, there is something special about having a hard copy. But then again, the time that I spent writing the book online was also very precious to me.
But today's age is the internet age and everything's online, and in very many ways this is old school. And so for somebody like myself who likes holding a book in my hand, but I read a lot online, is there still a big thrill to getting published, hard copy? I
think there is still a big thrill. Probably the elephant in the room when it comes to self-publishing is that there's still a bit of a stigma attached to it, I guess. Publishing's not like the music industry where the more independently you do something, the cooler you are. I think we have a different relationship to text, and we sort of think of it as having authority. And because we think of it in that way, we want to feel as though this book's passed through a gate, it's been anointed by a publisher, this is really a book. So some of that old feeling lingers with me, probably.
And the old notion of a bookshop and booksellers and actually people forking over their money, hard-earned cash to buy your book, that's all part of the old tradition of book reading. Yeah,
but there's something wonderful about an actual paper book, I think.
So can you tell us the story of how you went from publishing online to print and how that happened?
When I first started to write the book, I think there was not very much like it that was available in bookstores. You know, fantasy, for all that word implies, it can be quite a conservative genre. Mm-hmm. So I naturally gravitated towards the online space where there was independent publishing was happening, where there's communities of tens of millions of readers who are kind of reading and writing fiction that often has more of a queer sensibility. And so I started to write, and as I wrote, I serialized the book online, chapter by chapter.
So would you write and publish, write and publish, write and publish?
Yeah,
or did
that's
you write
right.
the whole thing and then publish it?
No, it was published as it was written in true serial format.
So this goes back to Dickens' times.
Yeah, a lot of people reference Dickens, but actually I think we're probably, you know, right now we're probably more surrounded by serial storytelling than we ever have been before. It's just that writers that write in the serial format are more often writing for television. But certainly writers that write kind of in that way, episodically, are not that rare.
And how did you find the platform? Like, what was there a particular website, a particular organisation?
I simply published to my blog when I first started, and then when I self-published on Amazon's self-publishing platform.
And as a blogger,
yeah,
how many hits would you get? How big was your viewership?
I think that readership kind of grew over time. So in that way, that word of mouth often interacts with the serial format, which was that there was a period, I guess, of latency, like a slow build, and then it reached a critical mass of word of mouth, at which point there would have been, I would say, kind of in the tens of thousands of returning readers who would turn up every time that a chapter was posted.
So were people aware of you as a writer before you started publishing on your blog?
No, not at all. And I started to publish on my blog pseudonymously as well, so I used a pen name.
So how did you get from no one to 10,000?
I think, oh gosh, I think, as I said, the serial format can be quite powerful when it comes to building a reader base. And so I guess word of mouth just kind of spread over time. And that's how that happened.
And so these got beyond your friends and friends of friends, then went out into the cyber world, and to a genuinely unknowing audience found you.
Yeah, that's right. That's the power of the internet.
And when did you decide to self-publish?
I think probably towards the end of book 2, I actually started to wonder whether or not maybe there was a commercial market for the book. And at that time, to be honest, I approached several agents and publishers, but I think probably the online market at that time was not so well understood. And no one was so interested in publishing.
How long ago was this? When you say
a couple of years ago, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay. So things move so quickly.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I think probably the kindest response that I got at that time was, we just don't think that there's a market for this book. But I had a lot of reader interest and readers that were asking me for a paperback copy. And so I self-published, and things took off after that.
And so in spite of the fact that the chapters were previously available for free on your blog,
Yeah, that's right.
there was still a market for you as a published complete novel.
Yes, I think that there are a lot of readers who'd been reading for free over the years who were just incredibly supportive and wanted to support the book financially. But there was also a huge existing market of readers who, you know, they want a book. They're less interested in kind of clicking through links online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you get, and so it will arrive on your iBooks or whatever as a fully published book. Then.
Yes, that's right.
And then you went on to publish the second one.
Yes, that's right.
And now the third one's coming out soon?
The release date for the third book has yet to be decided, but should hopefully be being announced in the next couple of months.
How exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting.
So the trilogy, can you just give us the names of the three books?
The first book is Captive Prince, second book is Prince's Gambit, and the title of the third book is To Be Announced.
Okay, any hints? No? Okay. Now this one, Captive Princess, I've got a preview copy, which I've been devouring this morning. When is this one out actually in public?
I think that one's out in a couple of days on April the 7th.
April the 7th?
Yeah, that'll be in bookstores April the 7th.
Fantastic. Hopefully this will go to air in that time. Thank you. We're going to be back again with C.S. Pacat, talking about more in detail about the book itself. But in the meantime, get onto our website because we've got C.S. Pacat reading from the captive print. Very alluring. Get onto our website, watch it now. Thank you.